Hey everyone, so today we're going to learn how to make an infographic on Canva. You'll see that I know I'm logged in because I have my name up here. Now I could create a design from scratch, but that is just too much of a hassle and ain't nobody got time for that. So I could also create a design, and you'll see I have the word infographic here, but that's because I've personally done infographics before, so I'm going to show you how to get to this if you don't see it on your display here. So what I do for that is I just go to my little scroll over here and I click on Find Templates. And bear with me because it's going to give me a bunch of options that you're going to have to go through. But it's pretty easy to navigate. They have so many options, which is really great for any type of project. But once again, we're focusing on infographics today. So I'm just going to scroll down. It's all in alphabetical order until I see infographics. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to give me some templates that I could use in terms of infographics. Now these are all super cool, but some of them can be really complicated to use. And if you notice over here, I have different categories of infographics, and I just feel like the business infographics are much easier to use. I know it may seem like we would click on education, but trust me, I think that the business ones are just much more user-friendly, especially if you are a beginner on Canva. And as we get here, you can see why I think they're easier to use. I like how they have sequential number orders. I like how they're, kind of split off into sections. And I like how they're very just simple to look at, which is also important when you're making an infographic. You don't want to confuse your viewer. So my favorite one happens to be this one because I feel like it's just the most straightforward. So I'm going to click on that one because that's the one I want to use today. You can, of course, choose whichever one that you fancy. And it's just going to give me this preview here. And yes, I'd like to use the template, so I'm going to click on that green button. And here it's going to load all the different editing options I can do for my Canva. And even though the editing options are pretty much endless, once again, we're just trying to keep it simple. So I'm just going to show you, just some quick ways to edit your infographic that hopefully won't stress you out. So you can see first that it shows a teeny tiny little presentation of what your infographic looks like, and I cannot edit that. So I'm going to go down to this gray bubble and I'm going to expand and magnify into my infographic. 25 is still a little too small. I like the 50%. I feel like I can definitely work with that. So as you can see, I don't want to talk about social media. I'm going to pretend like my topic today is favorite characters. So you'll see that when I hover over the words, a little white rectangle or outline pops up, and that just shows me where I'm about to type. So if I click on it or double click on it, it'll bring up a typing cursor that will allow me to delete the words, and then I can write in my own title. So once again, I'm just going to pretend like I'm doing an infographic on my favorite characters. Obviously this font is too big, so I'm going to go up here, and this is where I can change the size. How about 24? Yeah, that looks good. So I'm going to say favorite characters. And I don't want it to run into my subheading, so you'll see it changes from the typing cursor to the compass cursor. And that just shows me that I'm going to drag my box. So in order to get to that subheading, though, I'm going to drag it up a little bit further than I originally want it. And that's so I can get to the smaller subheading down here. So once again, just double clicking, and then that allows me to type whatever I want into the box. So I think today I'll pretend like I'm focusing on favorite movie characters from film and books, because that's what I'm into. And once again, I'm just going to drag that down just so I can make it even and make it look pretty. Oh, that's not what I want. I just want to drag this down here. Perfect. So, editing font, pretty easy to do. The next thing that is really important, obviously, are images. So you can see that they have natural spots to put images here, but I don't want that image, so I just click on it and I click backspace to delete it. I'm also not a fan of that circle, so I'm going to click that backspace as well. And I like Canva because it gives you a lot of image options. So I can upload my own image here. I could also click on elements if I just want some different free photos to look through. I could also search images if I'm looking for something specifically. But for today, I want to upload my own photo. So I already have a picture of Aragorn uploaded here. He's definitely one of my favorite characters. But just to show you how I upload the photo, I would just click on the green box there, and you can see I have some other pictures that I could possibly use. So if I wanted to use like Bakugo, for example, I could just click on his picture, and you'll see that this green bar shows that it's loading, and then also this little fishbowl water situation. Once that's all filled up, it's ready to go. If I just click on the image, the picture will pop up. So I can drag it over to wherever I want to situate that image. So I want it on the left side of the words, but I need to shrink it down a bit just so that it looks good. Perfect. I'm also going to change my header here so it can be the name of my character. And then you can see here I have a space if I want to, type a little paragraph about him or whatever. So the only other feature I want to point out is that after you're done typing your paragraph, maybe you did some research and you got information from somewhere else online. I obviously want you to link that information to your presentation. So all you would have to do is you would type the words that you want. So if I want to say, resource to show where I got the information, all I would have to do is highlight that word and then come up on here and click on the chain link, just like we do on Google Docs and Google Slides. And then, I can copy and paste or, type in the URL wherever I got the information from. I'm just going to pretend like it's Google. And that way it's linked and ready to go. So let's pretend like I have done my whole infographic and I'm ready to share it and download it. I could download it to the computer to use it, but because you're going to be sharing this project with me, I want you to click on the share button. And this will allow you to type in my email address, where I obviously don't want to edit it, but I just want to view it. So make sure you change that. And that way I can see your presentation. You can email it to me. You can also submit the link to me by clicking on link. And if you click on this, it automatically copies to your clipboard online. And that way, when you go into Canvas, you can just paste the link into the submission box and you're ready to go. But once again, make sure you change that to a viewing link and not an editing link. Alright, and that is pretty much it. It's all about playing with the tools, honestly. If you go onto the side and you're not happy with the layout, they'll recommend some maybe, other layouts that you might find more to your liking. If you want to click on elements again, they don't just have photos, okay? You can click on grids, frames, do some icons, shapes, lines. I mean, the editing options, like I say, are pretty endless. But try to keep it simple. Don't stress out about it. And just have fun making an infographic. All right, go ahead and get started.